Morning, folks. Welcome to our daily devotional this morning. We're thinking about this prayer that Paul makes for the Philippians. And yesterday we saw that he prayed that their love might abound. So it was a prayer that had relation to their heart. This morning, I want us to think about this prayer as it relates to the mind, because Paul says, I pray that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and in depth of insight, so that you may be able to discern what is best. So, whilst Paul wanted their love to grow and to deepen, he also wanted it to be a guided, a directed love that was exercised wisely. In other words, he didn't want the feeling of love that they had for one another as believers. He didn't want that love to express itself in ways that were unwise or that lacked discernment. Now, this can happen. Take an example of a parent or parents who really love their child, their son or their daughter. And out of love, they decide to give the child almost everything the child wants. And they decide that they're not going to discipline the child in any real way. Now, their motives may be pure. They're doing it out of genuine love. But what often happens is children who are treated like that grow up being spoiled. You would not doubt the parents' love for their child. What's lacking is wisdom in the application of that love. And when Paul says that he prays that their love, the Philippians' love, might abound more and more in knowledge and in depth of insight, and that they might be able to discern what is best, what he's doing is he's expressing his desire that their love for one another would be a judicious love. A love that acts in a proper and a wise way towards the person that you love, whatever their situation might be. Now, such love required knowledge, primarily knowledge of God and his word, so that any course of action being considered as a possible expression of love would be guided by biblical principles. But something else is needed more than knowledge, and that is what he calls depth of insight, or as he goes on to explain, the ability to discern what is best. This is being able to know not only what is biblical and what is acceptable as a way of showing your love to someone, but also what is the best way to demonstrate that love. You see, there may be situations where a person may be in particular difficulty, and there are any one of a number of responses to those circumstances that would be appropriate. But Paul wants his readers in Philippi to have the ability to know what is the best option here. How can I best show my love to my fellow Christian? For example, say a Christian is finding things difficult financially. One response might be to give a monetary gift to that fellow believer. However, if you know that that believer has difficulty in spending their money wisely, that they often take money and spend it foolishly, then a more judicious response to their situation might be to go out and buy food for them, to buy them maybe a week's shopping, or maybe to go and buy them stamps to pay their electric or their telephone. It's exercising knowledge and discernment in order to know what is best when it comes to responding in love to one another. This is what Paul wanted. William Hendrickson, in his commentary, sums it up very well. He says, a person who possesses love but lacks discernment may reveal a great deal of eagerness and enthusiasm. His motives may be worthy and his intentions honourable, yet he may end up doing more harm than good. Our love for one another is supposed to grow, but it must also be love that is wise, that is judicious, and that acts in the best way possible for those whom we love. And sometimes before we take action to demonstrate love, it's wise for us to step back and ask, what is the best way to show my love to this fellow believer in these circumstances? So Paul's prayer is a prayer that their love would abound, and it's a prayer that also affects the mind. He says that in all knowledge and wisdom and depth of insight, that they might know what is best. May God give us a love like this for one another. Have a good day, folks. God bless.